Top Quilt Shop Studio. This is weekend project. We're going to be working on a reversible bag that you can carry for anything really. There is two ways you can actually lay out the handle. One is more for like a grocery shopping bag to replace. For here in Canada, you can't use plastics anymore, and they are doing away with paper. So if you don't come with a bag, you have to take your groceries out in the cart, and then gotta deal with them in the car somehow. So we've been whipping up a few of these, and also they are great gifts to give to people. So this is one here. I just used a couple of fat quarters and some strips of fabric and just made it. And of course it's reversible, so you can make it really patterned on one side and really plain on the other. And then you just leave a little pocket at the bottom, or a little hole at the bottom, to turn it all right side out, okay? The pattern is in the description below. Okay, and you can even make up your own fabric to be able to accommodate for the size that's necessary. Okay, what I have here, you can see I did actually kind of piece a bit of my own fabric. I have my inside, my lining, or my other side of the bag, and then I have another one here. So when you print out the template, you're going to have to tape it in a few spots. Make sure you're lining it up where it's the B and the C, and so it makes a full circle. And other than that, I had absolutely zero issues with it. So what you want to do is be able to do an inside and an outside to this bag. To make it reversible, you'll need 4 pieces of fabric that are 29 inches long and then about 17.5 inches wide. Of course, like I said, you can make your own fabric just by using your squares and stuff. So I've got a couple of different bits of batiks here. Okay. And then you just trace around the pattern and use that as your cut line. Ooh, I might not be able to see it here. Okay. Just do a trace. I'll bring it a little closer to me so I can do a little bit better a job. And I have a nice easy way to do the handles. Okay. So once you have it traced out, we'll pop the pins down to the fabric part so we keep our 2 pieces together, because it's two pieces lined up. You could have given this a nice little art flair to it and reversed one side. So where the handle was here up on the pink, you could have had it so the bottom was up here and the handles were down here over on like the brighter purple part. Okay. That's totally up to you. Okay. We may have to bring that back because I cannot see my line. Okay, that's all right. What you want to do is you want to cut along the line and cut out your template or your pattern piece. Okay. Just need a few tools for this project. A pair of sharp scissors. Okay, so let's pop this back up here for a second, just while I'm getting into the dark parts. Leave that there. If you are very proficient with a rotary cutter as well, you could totally do that too. Okay, see the line a little bit here. Okay, we'll go up to the sides. Try and scoot this to me here. And pop another pin back down in here. Oops, move that. And you don't see these lines because they'll be buried inside the project. you don't exactly hit on the line, it's okay. And it is a generous seam allowance. They do say in the pattern description a half an inch, but I was kind of giving it like a chubby quarter. Hope you all have lovely plans for Easter weekend. We have plans just to hang out together, and Saturday we're going to be working on another wedding gift for friends. Okay, so now we got those bits all cut out. Oh, sorry, I guess we have to trim up our bottom here. Okay. Pin out. Just faintly see the line here. It goes right near the fold. Perfect. Okay, now those extra bits off the side. And like I said, it's a very cool pattern. If you were inspired to be doing like a double throat guitar, this would also be like a great template. Just saying. Okay. So now we're going to put our right sides together. Okay, so this side. And sometimes with batiks you can't really tell, but sometimes you can. So in this one I think you could, because it's a little bit more faded. It seems faded on the side. A little bit more prominent on that one, but it could be just me. Okay. So we're going to put the right sides together. And this is where you could have each side be a totally different color. That would be amazing. Make sure your handles are up. And then you want to sew from this edge right here all the way around, doing a fat 1/4 inch to about a half an inch. Okay, but whatever you do, just make sure it's consistent. Okay, and then we will put the two sides together, and I'll show you how to go from there. Okay. In the inside liney one, we're going to leave a gap of at least a hand width. Mine's about 5 inches ish, to be able to take our project through this hole. Okay, so we're going to sew around on this one as well. And a 1/4 of an inch usually lands at approximately right here for my sewing for my distance. So I was letting it ride on the edge of my foot out here for my walking foot, which like I said, it's definitely more than a 1/4, and I'd say probably pretty darn close to a half. And just scoot around. This is a very quick and easy project to do. It's a great gift to do with somebody, especially if they're new to sewing. They can make something custom for themselves or a gift for someone. And there's my little mark of the blue line, so I'm going to come up close to it, do a little back stitch, so that when I go to take my project out through it, I'm not going to stretch those stitches at all. Drop back down here, little back stitch again, you start up, follow the curve, and we will do that with the next piece. If you had like a tough denim or a corduroy or something like that, and you had maybe a surged edge, that would you could just do one layer if you wanted. Use the serger. It's for more than just making clothing, right? If you have a serger. No, you can zigzag. Of course, we're going to continue all the way around on the bottom of this one, because we just need the hole or the gap in the bottom of one of them, preferably the lining. But we will seal it up no matter what. And a little back stitch. Okay. pins over here for a second. For this curve down here for the bottom of the bag, you just kind of want to give a couple of little clips just to help with the curvature of it, and it looks much nicer. Okay, don't go into your stitches, or that you just ruined what you were working towards, but just a few little clips. And when we get to this part here at the throat, or where the top of the handles are coming together, we're going to do that too, but we'll make sure both fabrics are together. Okay. So now we want to turn one of these right side out. So this one, since it actually has a little bit more color on it, we'll turn that one right side out. And then this is a good time to double check to make sure we have all the seams. It's all good. We didn't miss anything. There's no holes, no gaps, no nothing. That's matched up there. Probably could have done a little bit better there, but we didn't have the pink, so oh well, that's okay. Now we want to take the right side of the lining and put these two right sides together. So that is the right. I know it's kind of a little bit difficult to see with the batik, but it's a little bit more faded on this side and a little bit more brighter on this side. So this is the right side and this is the right side. I'm going to fold it in together, tuck it in. Now we're going to line up our little arms. Now the best way to start is at the seams where the sides meet. So let's start there. We're going to pop ourselves a pin in. Okay, now we can work ourselves up. Now in the pattern they say just leave this and you can all do it later. I prefer to do it my way, surprise. But leave yourself about 2.5 inches from the top edge here down open. Okay, so don't go past that on either side when you're sewing those sections together. Okay, so let's do this. Go meet on the other side where it is the seams together, so we can make sure our arms or our handles are in the right spot. Okay, and that's on all 4 of them. As you're putting them together, come down about 2.5 inches. Make sure you're giving yourself enough room. Okay. And then you're going to sew up and around these spots. Okay, so you're going to sew here and here and here and here. So you've got 4 of them to do. Okay, so I have 3 of those spots already sewn. We're just going to do the last one right here. Okay, and this is a bag that I made out of some patchworks. I thought I challenged myself and said, what can I make with this little container? And it was about a this by this with a bunch of squares stuffed in it. They were only 2 inches. I'm like, I'm gonna make something. So there we go, challenge accepted. So again, I have stopped my stitches about 2.5 inches away from the top edge where those handles gonna come together. Okay, get a little back stitch. Always try and stop with your needle down. It just keeps your project centered where you want it to be. I do love to use my walking foot. I find it easier on all sorts of sewing. If your machine has the capability of a walking foot, I suggest giving it a try. Okay, so I want to stop about there with my stitches. And that should be all 4 of them all stitched up. Okay, yes it is, and we don't have any other pins. So now I'm going to take from the hole that we left in the bottom of the bag on the one side, right, that lining, I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to go through that hole, I'm going to grab the bottom of the other one and then pull it through. Okay, and just be gentle, just kind of flop it, flip it. Now when you're going to put your hand back in that hole, now you need to get the straps up. So you're going to hold the strap into one hand, okay, you got it in this hand, and you're going to kind of bunch it up a little bit and then push it up through that little gap. Make sure I'm working on the right one here. Oops, where is this? Hold on. This one. You can kind of get confused. Alright, and then you're just going to work it up. Just kind of reach your finger down there and pull it up. Give it a little pinch in between your finger and your thumb. Okay. I'm going to do that to all 4 of them. And it's easier to kind of do it that way. Just kind of grab it as a little bunch. Kind of tuck it up there. If you have any plans for this weekend, please leave them below. I would like to know what your Easter traditions are, or what you do normally at this time of the year. We are hopefully going to be getting some seeds and some dirt. That would be nice. It still has snowed here. 17 months of winter. No, I'm kidding. It's not 17 months of winter. It feels like wait sometimes. Yeah, I would love to hear what you do for Easter. It's never really been like a really big thing in our family. Not like, you know, like Easter brunch. I guess when I grew up, we always used to go for Easter brunch, but... Okay. This is the last one. And then I'll show you how to put these handles together. Now, this is where the option is yours. What kind of bag did you want to make? Did you want to make one that goes over the shoulder, like this one here? This one here. See how the straps are, okay? So it would be over the shoulder like this, all right? Or, oopsies. Let's tuck our lining into the bag. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's very natural for these handles to go upwards. So you could attach them this way, and then that way they make really good grocery bags by putting your hand in through one way and the other. So that's up to you. Do you want your handles straight up, or do you want them joined together? You know, it doesn't matter. That's your option. So what you're going to do at this point in time, you're going to take your 2 lining fabrics, and you're going to put the right sides together. You're going to pop a little pin in there. Pop a pin in here, not in there. And then we're just going to sew down those 2 edges, okay? We'll do it this handle just differently just because we can, okay? Back stitch. Okay, and then same with the next one. And that's the reason why we give ourselves to about 2.5 inches, so we have the ability to do both of these handles, sewing them, attaching them together so they're nice and secure, as strong as they're going to be. Okay, now we're going to come back here and we're going to do the same with those other handles. Okay, so these ones. Let's make sure I didn't actually make this incorrect here. Okay, no, I did good. There's moments. But sometimes it's not so good. Okay, so pop a pin in there. We're just going to face them together. Make sure you don't got any twists or anything. Okay, and we'll sew those down. Now at this point, you're going to warm up your iron. This one here. Also gives you the ability to adjust the handle if necessary, like if one strap just happened to be just a little bit longer than the other. Okay, so now we're going to bring it back to the table here. This one is going to get distracted. And then these are going to go together, just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to fold in, approximate the seam allowance. Okay, so that one actually seems like a little bit fuller, so we can take a little bit more off of this one, just a little bit more of a seam allowance. Okay, we want to make sure they fit well. So just a little bit. So fold that under, fold that under. tuck in that little seam. And then pop a pin. Both sides. Just going to fold that in. Fold that in. Try and line it up with the rest of the handles, like the width, so it looks nice and even and pretty. Then you just do a little top stitch around the whole handle. And it's easy enough to do. You just have to be careful as you're rolling it to get that you're stitching everything. Okay, so that looks good. So look nice and even together. It does. Okay, so again, we'll fold in the edge, fold in the edge, line it up with everybody else in the pool. Okay, so now that you get those pinned, kind of roll the seam on the rest. And as you can tell, I did like a little patchwork, but then I put it on an angle and then filled in with other pieces to for the rest of the bag. Okay. And now we're just going to do a top stitch all the way around. So you're going to start, I prefer to kind of start and stop where the seams are and then go around. So you can give this a press though, it would probably sit a little bit better for you. Okay, here, and I'll show you how to work your way around. You just have to be gentle with yourself and mindful of the pins. And you don't need any, you know, special machinery. This is a great way to also use your decorative stitches if you wanted to. Okay, I do have the variegated red and white thread in here, so why not? Okay, so once you start there, okay, do a little back. Just want to come close to the edge. Okay, and as you can see, they've got this like little loop on the handle, and you don't want to sew over yourself, so you just kind of scoot it just a little bit so you have enough to work with on the other side. As you sew some, with your needle down, you just kind of pull the handle just a little bit. So you're kind of pushing away what you've already sewn around in the circle and pulling towards you the stuff you haven't yet. Okay. Now this is where we're sealing up our little handle part, so we want to make sure it's nice and tidy. It's nice and even to the other side. I'm going to come close to the edge, and my top stitch close to the edge. Again, needle down, shifting the fabric, just pulling a little bit towards you. Stopping, lifting it up, rotating it. And that's where the patience comes in, because you have to do a start and stops, start and stops. And then you'll end up eventually getting back to where you started. And making sure you're not stitching under there. Stitching the other part of the handle under there. Okay, and then just overlap those stitches just a little bit. And then I notice sometimes that when I use my auto cut, it leaves like a weird little knot back there sometimes. So it's best to just raise your needle and then pull it out and then just snip with proper scissors to clean it all up, okay? And then once you get all four, of them done, with the top stitching, it looks really spiffy and professional looking, right? On both sides, right? So you got all those in nicely tucked. Yeah, super easy, free project. Check out the link below. I hope you make something for yourself or a loved one. Like I said, they make great grocery shopping bags. You can make them even just a little bit bigger. You know, I like this one too. Like, it's great for even here. Like, scoot there. Probably do it up here if you like. There's so many uses, right? And we need to make our own bags more. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon.